I'm here down below Wolverhampton station. I'm going to visit every station between here and Shrewsbury. Now, back in the day, I would have caught a train from here, Wolverhampton Low Level station. But as you can see, there's no tracks here anymore, so I better go up there. So what I'm walking through now is the original Wolverhampton Low Level station. It's an old GWR station, opened in 1832. It lasted all the way until 1972, when all traffic was rerouted up to the high level station. The area here was redeveloped in the noughties. The original station building I now believe is an event space, and there's flats on the other side. The original platform is just there. It's nice that that bridge is still there as well. Heading east from here, the line would have gone that way into Birmingham, along what is now the Midland Metro into Snow Hill, and down towards that London. Services used to run from London up to Birkenhead along this line. Anyway, let's go to Shrewsbury. Of course, I was here last year for the first tram into Wolverhampton station. In the last few years, they've done it up. It's not bad anymore. As if by magic, one of the new 730s has pulled in. I was on the first one of those at Euston. They are now operating locally in the West Midlands. They're on the Wolverhampton to Walsall local services and should be on the Cross City line soon. Anyway, I'm not getting one of those today. I will not comment on the Voyager that just pulled in. I will not comment on the Voyager that just pulled in. That will be the only one that I'm likely to see today.
We will be calling at Bilbrook, Codsall, Albrighton, Cosford, Shifnal, Telford Central, Oakengates, Wellington and Shrewsbury.
So most trains that we're going to be travelling on today are going to be these newish 196s. I was on the first one of these at Shrewsbury like a year and a half ago, but that was when my memory card decided it didn't want to be a memory card anymore, so the video of that didn't make it out and you had to make do with, I think it was the second train out of Shrewsbury. Anyway, it's only a couple of minutes to our first stop.
We are now approaching Bilbrook.
Bilbrook. We've very much left the West Midlands here, though we're still kind of like in the Wolverhampton-ish urban area. This one has staggered platforms. The other one is the other side of the bridge over there. And it's a nice little station, actually. One of the things I don't like about West Midlands Railway is the stations are normally painted a garish orange, which is a statement. But here, they've gone a bit heritagey with the maroon and cream. It looks nice, it looks tactful. And clearly at some point has had a platform extension. And the next train down this line is in an hour's time, but the next station is only 20 minutes walk, so I'm going to walk to the next station from here. Oh good, Asda on the move is rebranding themselves as Asda Express. Treading on my patch like that. So I'm walking between Bilbrook and Codsall. Can we just take note that once again, I'm walking past a Costa. I totally didn't have a cheeky one at Wolverhampton. I love finding these little hidden away, tucked away cut-throughs. So here, tucked away off this little mini roundabout, is Codsall Station. I mean, there's no signs or anything. You'd struggle to know it's here. I've made it to Codsall just as the rains have come. Luckily, there's a shelter. Half an hour to go until my next train, and this station seems really, really, really nice. TFW trains also operate down here, but they generally don't stop at these smaller stations. So for most of the day, it's going to be West Midlands Railway for us. This bridge is absolutely fabulous. Looking good, Codsall. Right, so the old station building here is now a pub. Some people are into that kind of thing, but I'm not about to start drinking at 11 AM. Not my thing. At least the rain has now started to let off. Here at Codsall seems like the perfect opportunity to say a massive thank you to my lovely Patreons. You're all scrolling on screen right now. Massive, massive thank you to you guys. If you want to get your name onto the list that's scrolling here, the links to do so are in the description. But seriously guys, thank you.
Albrighton.
So this is Albrighton station. On this side at least, it's a complete clone of Codsall station. It's really nice. I'm a big fan. I didn't expect this line to be this nice. There's extra buildings on that side and the footbridge is painted a different colour. I'm liking this. I like this. Right, so the station itself sits on the edge of the village of Albrighton. You can hear the main roar of the main A41 bypass behind me. The quickest way to walk to Cosford would be along the bypass, but I don't feel like that would be a sensible life choice. So, this is a 45-minute walk, and the next train is in just under an hour. I better get a move on. Hang on, 10 minutes ago, it was pouring with rain. Now look at it. British weather doing what the British weather does best. There was snow forecast this morning. That never came. So this is the main high street of the village. Back in the day, this was the main A41 trunk route. It's now been bypassed as of 1967, which isn't that recent. The road now runs to the north, nearer to the station. And I'd like to say this is quieter than it used to be, but it doesn't seem that way. Busy, busy road. Rant time. So I'm walking along this footpath along the side of the road, and it is in an absolute state. This has not been well looked after at all. Meanwhile, the road, smooth as anything. And even back there, they were doing some resurfacing. Things like this really need to change if we're serious about getting people out of cars. So this is where the old road through Albrighton meets up with the 60s bypass. Now, next station of Cosford is about 15 minutes that way. Oh, I'm worn out. I'm out of practice doing these walks between stations. I try not to do too many over winter. It's good for me though, bit of exercise. Walking through an RAF base filming, what could possibly go wrong? This is RAF Cosford. Opened in 1938, a year later than the station, which we're more interested in. There's a stadium just there for their once-a-year air show. There's a museum for if you're into that kind of thing, which I am definitely not. I'm here for the trains. So I've made it to Cosford with 10 minutes to spare. I'm going to chill out now on the platforms. There's a nice little cafe on the way, so I managed to get myself a coffee at least. But for this episode, this is where I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave a link here to the next video that I think you should watch. But I'm going to see you next time, where I'm going to head into Telford, and there's a lot more history there than you might think. Bye bye.